You see, we are created in a magnificent vibration, in an absolutely magnificent vibration. Born risk takers. Free. That conditioning takes place after birth. You can change it. It takes guts. It takes goals. Have you know something? You're sitting there watching this and you're thinking, by God, I'm going to change something. I always say, keep reminding yourself that you have tremendous reservoirs of potential within you, and therefore you are quite capable of doing anything you set your mind to. You really can. I don't care what the cynics tell you. Quit listening to some of your peers. Now all you must do is figure out how you can do it, not whether you can or not. When are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? You've got to create a sense of urgency. I'm going to do it right now.
If you can see it, you can do it. But the beautiful truth is you can do anything. We got to know there is a place. There is a specific frequency. And if you get on that frequency, you're going to attract what you need to you. This is what it's all about. Why have you been endowed with such awesome powers? If you'll make a committed decision, this I'm going to do. And you don't have to know how. You do not have to know how. The second you make the committed decision, you flip your brain onto the frequency that you have to be on to attract what you have to attract to manifest the thing that you want. If you can see it, you can do it. It's got to be something you want. Wants come from inside. Act like you're already there. Walk, talk, speak, live like you're already there. Don't set a small goal. Don't set something that doesn't really wind your stem. Set it so big it jazzes you. It really gets you going. When something of a very high nature resonates with the very high side of you, you'll know it. You'll know it. You will feel it. Feeling is conscious awareness of vibration. The only prerequisite, do you want it? Not do you need it, not could you do it. The only prerequisite is, do you want it? Take the lid off your marvelous mind and dream. For goodness sake, give yourself the right to do that. Get your analytical mind out of the way. Put it in your pocket for a while. All you're doing is exploring, daydreaming. What did Lawrence say? All men dream, but not equally. Those who dream by night in the dusty recesses of their mind waken the day to find that it was vanity. But the dreamers of the day are dangerous men, for they may act their dream with open eyes to make it possible. This I did.
Good morning, everyone. Mick McQuillan here, and of course, welcome to the channel, Freedom, Health, and Lifestyle. And of course, this is episode 70. We're going to do a little watch along here today. This is going to be about paradigm shift and in-depth explanation by Bob Proctor. And of course, enjoy the video. Now, Bob is going to talk about paradigm shifts, what they are, and how they can affect you. So this should be an informative video. I'm looking forward to it because, like, I don't know everything there is to know about paradigm shifts. And in fact, I suppose it was only a few years ago that I kind of understood the definition of paradigm. But look, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Usually click that notification button. Usually we're on around the same time every weekend. Now the clocks did go back last night where I am. So it's either going to be an hour ahead or an hour behind from where we normally are. But anyway, look, it is what it is. And of course, look, this is personal development with a lifestyle plan. And of course, we've got the 16-week challenge. The 16-week challenge is all about looking and feeling the best that you felt in a decade. And we've got tactics and solutions. Rule number 1, for example. I'll get into those a little bit later on. But look, go to Facebook at the Real Mick McQuillan channel, which is me. Download your goal sheet and of course fill it out, send it in, and get your journey started. And really, what's it all about? It's about looking better, feeling better, moving better, doing better, thinking better. Like thinking is important, and I do wonder how often, I actually do think. But again, this is a no limits, transform your life. Not mine, but yours. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm working on me, you work on you. But again, you want a strong reason why. But look, kick off your 16-week challenge. Don't forget, download your goal sheet at the Real Mick McQuillan Facebook page. And of course, kick off your 30-day reset. Okay. I don't think Joey's going to join us today. Something's come up for him. And look, we're not going to worry about that. I'm sure he'll catch the replay. So we're going to get straight into this. And I'm going to share my screen with you. I'm going to, take a look at this video. Let me just get rid of this. Where is it? Right. So this is obviously, Bob Proctor. And he's going to give an in-depth explanation. So I'll put it full screen when we're playing. Let me have a look. But look, just watch along. Put your comments, in the comment section or in the chat section or whatever. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are, whether you're watching live or even on the replay. Let me know, what your thoughts are on this. Let's see. Look, let's get started.
I've been looking forward to making this presentation. It's I'm going to share some information with you that it could change the direction of your life like night and day. And when I say that, I want you to really stop and take a look at your life. Take an honest look at your life. I was thinking just before I start to make this, we have actually been conditioned to kid with ourselves, to lie to ourselves, to not really take an honest look at the results we're getting. I want you to take a real honest look at your results. And when you look at them, ask yourself, am I living the way I really want to live? You see, most people aren't. One of the first questions I ask a person that comes to work with me, I want to know what's the most they've ever earned in a year. Now, I really don't care what the answer is, but I want to know what the answer is. Because you see, if
my friends laughed when I told them I wanted to make money selling products on Amazon. But then when that business...
If a person says the most they've ever earned in a year is $50,000, I know where their mind is programmed. If they tell me the most they've ever earned is $250,000, I know where they're programmed. And then I want to find out what they want. And I know then what has to shift, because their mind is programmed. And if they're really going to live the way they want to live, they've got to change the program. And if they don't change the program, then nothing really happens. Now, what I'm going to share with you, I've been studying for a long time. I'm going to put some PowerPoint slides right up here. And on those PowerPoints, I'm going to tell you a story. And it's a story about me, and it's a story about you, and it's a story about what we're capable of doing, what we're really capable of doing. You see, I started to study this information 54 years ago. In fact, last October, I started my 55th year of studying this. Now, that's longer than probably many of you are living, maybe longer than your parents have been living. But I've studied it every day. I've become absolutely fascinated with this information. And as I go through this, I think you're going to be fascinated with it. Now, I didn't always have this information. Today, I have a company that operates all over the world. I earn millions of dollars. I have some wonderful friends. And I live an interesting life. When I wake up in the morning, I know that I'm going to be doing what I love all day long, and I'm going to be extremely well paid for it. But it wasn't always like that. I have to go back to 1961. And in 1961, a man gave me this book. And that's when everything in my life started to change. The book is Think and Grow Rich. And there was a huge shift in the direction of my life. Now, I'm not going to be on here long, maybe, I don't know, an hour. But in that hour, I'm going to suggest that you could change everything in your life. You see, today can be the turning point in your life by making a simple decision. But if you don't make decisions, you're going to stay right where you are. We have to make decisions. If we're going to change, we have to change the direction that we're going. And when we change the direction we're going, then we want to make sure we're going in the right direction. Because if we're not, we're going to either go backwards or we're going to stay where we are. Now, I had something pretty interesting happen. When I committed to study this material every day and follow proven direction, the change that took place was enormous. And you know, it can be for you. Now, there's one thing that you absolutely require if you're going to make a big change, and that's discipline. See, without discipline, nothing happens. Now, I found that discipline is the ability to give ourselves a command and then follow it. Now, I'm going to suggest as we go through this, and I suggest you make some decisions. Don't look at somebody else and say, what are you going to do? You see, what they're going to do has absolutely nothing to do with where you're going. It's what are you going to do? That's what really makes the difference. Now, I've worked with tens of thousands of people all over the world, and I've watched some absolutely phenomenal changes take place. I've watched kids go from a C&D average to an honors mark almost overnight. I would have difficulty counting all the people that have gone.
Now, I just want to say, Bob's obviously just setting the scene here for what he's going to get into. But look, you know, if you've got a minute, you know, run off, grab a pen and paper. You might want to take some of these notes down because, you know, Bob starts talking about taking an honest look at your results and asks you the question, you know, are you living the life that you want to live? Are you getting the results that you want to get? And how you've got to change the program. That is a lot, right? And then he talks about discipline, being able to give yourself a command and following it. You know, that is hard, right? When do we ever stop to think about, you know, the results that we're getting? Why do we just tend to normally settle for what we've got, you know, in the job that we have or the life that we have, and you look out there, all these other people who are maybe have something different to what you've got. Maybe you want what have they got that's different, you know, or what do they have that you don't have? You know, probably nothing, maybe a vision, maybe a dream, you know, but you have all the talent, you know, you've got talent, right? So, you know, I don't know, we're going to get into this. Let's see what he says. Don't forget, run off, get yourself a pen and paper now before you get started. And it's not going to be here for an hour, it's going to be here for about 30 minutes. So that's how long this video is.
From ordinary incomes to multi-million dollars. You see, earning money is not difficult. It's just that hardly anyone knows how to do it. And for good reason. We can go right to our school system and no one ever teaches us how to earn money. And for good reason, they don't know how to earn money. Now, is earning money all this is about? Absolutely not. This is about living the way you want to live. Now, I've been traveling all over the world. I started to study this, and great change took place. And then I wanted to know why I changed. And so I started to study it from a different perspective. I want to know what happened to me, which I'll talk again about in a moment. And so I began to study. And then when I figured it out, got the dots to connect, all I wanted to do was share it with other people. And everywhere I've gone around the world, I have found that people are essentially the same. Now, I've worked in China, I've worked in South America, I've worked in Australia, New Zealand, all over Asia, across all over North America, and certainly all over Europe. And people are essentially the same. Doesn't matter where you go. I don't care if you're in Shanghai, in Kosovo, or New York City. I have found that there's three things. You know, frequently after a seminar, I'll sit around and I'll chat with some of the people, maybe that were late leaving the room, and I'll call them aside and I'll say, what do you really want?
Hey, business owner, stop presenting from your head. If you're in your head, you're dead.
Sorry about the ads, guys. I'm just going to let them play and then I'll skip them. But anybody, you know, like I thought I might be able to download some of these videos. If there, I thought there used to be a way. I don't know. I seem to have lost that. Anybody knows? Let me know in the chat how you might do it. Maybe I have to get a paid version of YouTube. I'll have to check it out. But it would be much better if the ads weren't in it, right? So I'll look into that.
Want. And I found that not everybody wants to be really wealthy, but what they do want, they want to eliminate any financial concerns. In other words, if they want to get a new car, they want to be able to get it. If they want to take a trip, they want to be able to take the trip. Or if they see a sweater or a dress or a suit they'd like, they want to be able to buy it. They don't want to be wondering, am I going to have enough to pay the mortgage? They want to eliminate financial concerns. The second thing they want is they want to wake up in the morning and be excited about how they're going to spend their day. See, a lot of people are tied up in traffic, going to a job they don't like, working for somebody that is possibly even incompetent. You got to spend your days doing what you absolutely love to do. And the third thing, they wanted to mix with people who were really upbeat, who are enthusiastic, people that are becoming very creatively productive. Now, that is a pretty good way to live. You don't have any financial concerns. You spend your days doing what you love with people who are upbeat and creatively productive. That's a good way to live. That's the way I live today, but it wasn't always like that. No, it sure wasn't. I had a man sit down with me, and he did essentially what I'm going to do with you right now. He said, Bob, I want you to take a look at the results you're getting in your life. Really take a look at the results. And then he got me to think. He said, how do results happen, Bob? How do they actually happen? And I didn't know. He says, do results just happen? Well, of course, results don't just happen. And this is where the man approached me back in 1961. He said, I want to magnify the results that you're getting in your life. Really take a close look at it. Because he said people are just falling short in a couple of areas. And he pointed out that we're only limited by weakness of attention and poverty of imagination. In other words, we got to stay focused and we've got to use our imagination to build the kind of world we really want. Now, I think that's what you want to do. That's what I want to do. I don't think you were looking for something to do when you sat down to watch this. You see, I believe that you do want to improve the quality of your life. And a man named Ray Stanford sat down with me a long time ago in 1961. And he put an R on a sheet of paper. And then he put an H. He said, Bob, that's happiness. He said, that represents health. And that represents wealth. Now, he said, I want you to look at those three areas of your life. Are you getting what you want to get? Are you doing what you want to do? He said, I'm going to tell you something about results. Results always tell the truth. By their fruits, you'll know them. Results always tell the truth. You can kid yourself all over the place if you want, but look at the results. I have people, they'll tell me how much they know about this or about that. Take a look at the results. The results tell the truth. If you're playing golf, the scorecard tells the truth. You see? Now think. Your bank account tells the truth. Your sales tell the truth. Your position in life, the health of your body. And he looked at all these areas and he said, do you think I'm a healthy guy? And I said, yeah, you seem pretty healthy to me. He said, have you ever seen me sick? I said, no. He said, have you ever seen me broke? No. You think I'm a happy guy? And I said, yeah. He was a healthy guy, happy, always had a roll of money on him. Well, he said, you know something? You're one of the most miserable people I've ever met. And I was. And he said, you're always sick. And he said, you're always broke. Now, he was being kind. I was earning $4,000 a year at the time. But look at this. I owed $6,000. That is not a good position to be in. You see, if I had taken every cent I earned for 18 months and paid debts, I would have just broken even. It was an impossible situation. He said, Bob, why don't you change your results? Do you know something? Honestly don't believe that ever entered my mind. I really don't. You say, well, it must have. No, I don't think it did. I think I got up in the morning and I just went to work. I did whatever I was doing and hoping things would get better, but never sitting down and talking to someone that really knew how to make it happen. If you want to fly a plane, you don't go to a barber and ask them, how do you get the plane off the ground? If you want to learn how to dance, you don't go to a mechanic. You go to a damn good dancer. It doesn't matter what you want to do. If you're going to do something, go to someone who has demonstrated results. Now, this guy had demonstrated he was happy, he was healthy, and he was wealthy. And he said, do you ever read anything? And I said, no, I can't read. Now, that wasn't true. I could, not well, but I could. And that's when he introduced me to this book, Think and Grow Rich. And he said, Bob, if you do exactly what I tell you, and you study this book and do exactly what the author tells you, he said, everything in your life will change. Now, he said, the man that wrote this book, Napoleon Hill, spent his whole life putting this together. It contains the best thinking of over 500 of the world's most successful people. Listen.
Do you want to become a software engineer? Well, if you don't know where to start, I'm Jacob. I'm a professional software engineer based here in New York City. And let me introduce you to Code Academy.
I nearly did a rookie mistake there and left myself on mute, but thank God I didn't. I noticed. So, damn, I tell you what, look, if you did get a chance to write some of this down or get a notebook and pen and write some of this down, look, he's talking about mixing with people who are upbeat and creatively productive. And he's talking about happy, healthy, wealthy. I don't know, like for some people, these just seem so far away. And he's getting into a story now. But I do like that the results always tell the truth. That is fascinating, isn't it? Like you can actually, if you are taking an honest look at your results, your results tell the truth. Your bank balance tells the truth about where you are from a wealth point of view, right? Or maybe you've got great investments, I don't know. But just in case you're wondering what FHL stands for, FHL, obviously, which is freedom, health, and lifestyle. And of course, to break those two things down, freedom can be different things for different people. But for me, freedom is about time, having time freedom, being able to do what I want with the people that I love the most, right? So it's about, time freedom for me. It could be about financial freedom for you, I don't know. But of course, H is for health. So we've got freedom, we've got health. And with health, you want good physical health, right? You want good mental health. I'm not talking about just positive thinking. I'm talking about positive feeling as well. So you've got freedom, you've got health. And the L is for lifestyle. And, look, if you've got, good time freedom and you've got, good health, and health is really three phase, physical health, financial health, mental health. If you've got time freedom, you've got good health, physical, mental, financial, the L is for lifestyle. What kind of lifestyle would you live? And it's really about a lifestyle with purpose. If you've got all of those things, what could you do differently? How would you live your life? What difference might you make for somebody else? Like, would you pay off your parents' mortgage maybe? Or how would you help your community? Would you sponsor a local sports team? What would you do? How would you live a lifestyle with purpose? What difference could you make, not just for you and those people you love the most, but for other people? So, I'm going to encourage you to join me here at Freedom, Health and Lifestyle. I'm going to get into how you can do that and how you can actually mix with people who are upbeat and creatively productive and even make an impact on your life as well as those people around. So we're going to get back into what Bob's talking about. He's obviously talking. He's getting into sharing his story about how he was broke and how this book, which is his gateway book. My gateway book was a book called The Magic of Thinking Big, and I'm sure I've mentioned it a dozen times already. But this book is a great book. If you've never read it, you can get it free on. You just type in Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich PDF, and there'll be a PDF version. I'm sure I've got one. I should put it in the chat really. And, I don't think you can download it, from here, but I should really put the link in the description. Maybe I'll try and go back and do that. and anybody who wants it can just go and get it. All right, let's see what Bob's got to say. And again, apologies for those bloody ads.
I've been reading this one now since 1961. Now think about that. That's a long time. He said he spent his whole life writing this. He said, I think it would be a very prudent move on your part if you spent your life trying to understand and apply it. Now, I don't know why, but I decided I would. Now, let me explain where I was starting from. I told you I was earning $4,000 and I owed $6,000. See? I had 2 months high school. 2 months high school. That was my formal education. I had never had a half-decent job. I just bounced from one job to another, in the bar, working in a bar, in the Navy, out of the Navy, working in factories. I've never had a half-decent job. Now, I had every reason why I couldn't win. He said, Bob, there are reasons why you can't. You've got to quit thinking of those. You got to start thinking of how you can. He said, do exactly what I tell you. And so, you know something? I decided I would. 1 year later, I was earning $175,000. My life changed like night and day. You say, well, what were you doing? I was cleaning offices. And then I took it over $1 million. I started cleaning one office. I would do anything honest to earn money. I was earning about $100 a week, and I got an office to clean where I would wash the floor twice a month, and I got $30. Then I got another office, $65 a month. Kirby's Construction. Now I'm up to an extra $100 a month. Do you know in less than 5 years, I was cleaning offices in Toronto, Montreal, Boston, Cleveland, Atlanta.
What's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning? If you're checking your phone, stop that. Instead, try this technique from the
and London, England. Went right through the roof. Now, if you had asked me what I was doing, I couldn't tell you. I would say I'm cleaning offices. I'm reading Think and Grow Rich. But you know, a lot of people were cleaning offices. They weren't doing what I was doing. A lot of people had read Think and Grow Rich. They weren't doing what I was doing. Now, I was trying to figure out how the heck did this happen? See, I had been raised to believe if you're going to earn a lot of money, you're going to be really smart. Well, I know I wasn't that smart, but I was earning a lot of money. I was raised to believe if you're going to have a good job, you have to have a good formal education. I didn't have a good formal education. I didn't have a good job. I owned the whole company. And so I started to study. You see, I thought, I'm believing in lies. You don't have to be smart to earn a lot of money. There's people that are functionally illiterate. They can neither read nor write, and they're earning millions of dollars. There's people heading up large corporations that've never been inside a school. Now, I'm not anti-school. I've made sure all my kids went through school. I just changed the question. I didn't ask them if they were going to go. I asked them where they were going to go. I'm mentioning this because I believe anyone can do anything if they can sit down and write it out on a piece of paper and then work at changing what's going on inside. See, in 1990, Joel Barker wrote a book. It's called Paradigms. He said to be able to shape your future, you have to be willing and able to change your paradigm. Now, I had no idea what a paradigm was. And you might ask yourself, do you really know what a paradigm is? Do you understand how the mind works? Because the paradigm has something to do with the mind. I knew nothing about it. But the man that encouraged me to study this put me on a track where I just kept going from one great mentor to another. I was living in Chicago at the time, and I heard about a man in Vancouver. I was trying to figure out why I changed. I had left my own business. I went to work with Earl Nightingale and Lloyd Conant in Chicago. Ended up being their vice president of sales. I would have gone there. I would have paid them to let me work there. I wanted to work with Earl Nightingale and Lloyd Conant because I wanted to study. I wanted to know, why did I change? I knew I wasn't lucky. And I heard about a man in Vancouver. Somebody said, Bob, you should go and listen to him. So I got on a plane and I flew out to Vancouver. At the end of the seminar, when the guy got on the stage, I knew that he knew what he was talking about. There was just such certainty in his talk. And so at the end of the seminar, I said, I would like to sit down with you for a couple hours. Well, he said, I'd like to probably sit down with you for a couple hours, but he looked at his watch. He said, I got to get out of here. And I said, I got to go now too. He said, where are you going? I said, I'm going back to Chicago. He said, what are you doing out here? I said, I come out to hear you speak. Now, I think he was impressed that I had traveled so far to listen to him. So I said, look, I'm not going to be in Chicago anytime in the near future, but I'm going to be in Toronto. And I said, I'm from Toronto. I'll fly over. I'll meet you over there. And so the two of us sat down in the Skyline Hotel. And we were there. We were supposed to be 3 hours. We were there for about 3 days. And he and I were as thick as thieves right up until he died. Now, he introduced me to this idea that I'm going to introduce you to. And what I'm going to show you is, without question, the most powerful idea I have ever learned. And if you don't understand this, the odds of you making great changes are very, very slim. I want you to look at the mind and then look at paradigms.
Right, before we get into this, right, we're just going to take a quick break. So if you need to go and get a glass of water in front of the bathroom, and then we're going to get into this second half. But before we do that, let me see. We'll just have this quick ad break, and then we'll be straight back. Hey guys, how you doing? Mick McQuillan here. Great to be here with you today. And of course, look, sorry for the interruption. So we're here to talk about freedom, health, and lifestyle, specifically health. Right, and the 16-week challenge, and how this can help you look and feel the best that you felt in a decade. Okay, now I will get into the freedom part and the lifestyle part a little bit later on, but right now it's about the 16-week challenge, about looking, thinking, feeling the best you felt in a decade. And of course, the 16-week challenge comes with a whole bunch of tactics and solutions to be able to help you do this. This is not a diet. This is a lifestyle plan. Why would we have rule number one if this was a diet? And what's rule number one? Eat what you want whenever you like, in the understanding that's going to move you closer or further from your goal. So to take part, what you need to do is go to the Facebook page. The link should be on the page right now, and you can download your Freedom, Health, and Lifestyle goal sheet, right? It's in the featured post section. So look, go and download the Freedom, Health, and Lifestyle goal sheet, and then you can message that to either Joey. His details should be on the screen right now, or you can email it directly or send it to me over Facebook on my Facebook page. Again, the link should be there for you right now. And of course, this can kickstart your 16-week challenge. All we'll do is have a conversation. We'll get back to you. We'll start a conversation and see how we can help you. But really, the 16-week challenge is a gateway to freedom, health, and lifestyle, right? Because on that 16-week challenge, we're going to teach you the other elements on how you can get freedom, whatever that means to you, whether it's time freedom, financial freedom, whatever it is, and the lifestyle elements, living a lifestyle with purpose. So go to the Real Mick McQuillan Facebook page, featured posts, download your goal sheet. Now, get back to the show. Go on, get back. Quick, get back. Yep, my twin brother there. I'm only joking. That was me. If you didn't know, that was me. But look, this should be fun, right? And of course, Bob's going to get into talking about changing your paradigm. So if you want to change something, in your life, you've got to change something in your life. You've got to change your direction, right? You got to, and I think it starts with changing how you think. That's, I think, how it starts. So Bob's going to get into that. So look, if you're looking for something to change in your life and you're looking to do something different, certainly around your health, as I was just saying, freedom, health, and a lifestyle. I'm going to introduce to some things in a minute after we got through listening to Bob about how maybe you can get access to making those changes for you, in a very straightforward way. All right, let's do this.
But let's personalize it. Let's look at your mind and your paradigm. Now, let that drawing represent your mind. That, by the way, is the most valuable concept I have ever learned. There's the conscious mind, the subconscious, and the body. Okay? Now, the conscious mind is the thinking.
20, 180. That's how many clients I'm going to get you, and that's how many days it's going to take me to do it. And I
mind. Do you know that the average person does not think? Do you know that thinking is a subject that's not taught in school? You'll say everybody thinks. Hardly anyone thinks. I remember.
I might just go back to the beginning of that, right? So that we don't have that interruption. Let's see, because this really is a critical part of it. And it is, understanding the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, to be honest, I'm going to let Bob explain it.
let's personalize it. Let's look at your mind and your paradigm. Now, let that drawing represent your mind. That, by the way, is the most valuable concept I have ever learned. There's the conscious mind, the subconscious, and the body. Okay. Now, the conscious mind is the thinking mind. Do you know that the average person does not think? Do you know that thinking is a subject that's not taught in school? You say everybody thinks. Hardly anyone thinks. I remember old Nightingale used to say, if the average person said what they were thinking, they would be speechless. Do you know what we do? We confuse mental activity with thinking. That's not thinking. Listen to what most people are saying. They'd never say what they're saying if they were thinking. Watch their behavior. They'd never do what they were doing if they were thinking. Back in 1981, I picked up a paper from Dr. Lawrence Rampell. Listen to what he said. Thinking is a skill which can be learned just as we learn skills such as typing and playing the piano. Few public schools offer courses devoted expressly to teaching thinking. Rather, we are expected to learn and teach thinking as a byproduct of learning mathematics, reading, history, science, a trade, and so forth. And we do learn a lot about thinking in that way. The trouble is we learn our thinking skills in bits and pieces, and we never put it together as an overall picture. If asked to describe what all is required in order to think effectively, most of us would be at a loss to give a complete account. Thus, we are unable to assess our own thinking skills or systematically teach the skill of thinking to others. Well, it's with your conscious mind you think. This is also we call the educated mind. And I'm going to come back to that because I'm going to show you just how far off track we get with that. Now, this is where our intellect is resident. And it's the intellectual factors that give you the ability to be the creative ability. You say you're created in God's image? Well, that's where the creative faculty comes in. In our intellectual factors, you have perception, the will, reason, imagination, memory, intuition. Now, the subconscious mind is quite different from the conscious mind. That's what we call the emotional mind. See, the conscious mind can think, so therefore you have the ability to choose. You literally choose where you're going. Now, the choice may be unconscious, but it is a choice. You have the ability here to accept or reject information. When we see something come on the news about the economy's taking a dive, say maybe for them or you, but not for me. You've got the ability to reject information. Somebody starts to tell you a bad story, reject it. Now think. You have the ability to accept or reject in your conscious mind. You have the ability to originate ideas in your conscious mind. You can originate any idea you want. Now, your subconscious mind has no ability to reject. It must accept. And here's something else. Whatever's placed in the subconscious mind is going to dictate your world. It really will. And your imagination or your subconscious mind cannot differentiate between what you imagine and what's real. So if you imagine something happening and you get emotionally involved, it's actually starting to happen. You may say, well, that's ridiculous. Well, the Wright brothers didn't think so. Ed Hillary didn't think so. Steve Jobs didn't think so. Think about it. Thomas Edison didn't think so. Alexander Graham Bell. See, we listen to them and think, well, they're different. No, they're not different. They're exactly the same as you and me. Now look here for a moment. I've given you the basics about the mind. Now let's look at this. Today, you're being inundated with information in your conscious mind from radio, from other people, from TV, from newspapers. And you have the ability, because you have a reasoning factor, you have the ability to think. And you can say, I don't want that information. I'm not accepting that. And you can cause it to go away. But you know something? We don't do that. Not only don't we not do that, we don't even think about it. We don't even think. Why? We leave our mind wide open. And it goes right in. What do we say about the subconscious? It has no ability to reject. It must accept. Why do we do that? Because we're programmed to do it. That's why we do it. That's our paradigm. How did that happen? How did it happen that we go around leaving our subconscious mind wide open? Because it's what's going on in the subconscious that dictates what you do. Well, let's look at it for a minute. Let's close the window here and open it over here. Now, I'm hoping you're paying attention to this because this could be worth millions to you. It can cause you to live in a healthier body. It can cause you to build your business. See, this is you as an infant, not today. This is you as an infant. And what's going on? Whatever's happening around you goes right into your subconscious mind. And it just keeps going in over and over and over. See, you're programmed genetically. That's why you look like your relatives. There's a little particle of energy from mom and a little particle of energy from dad came together. And that was the nucleus of you. And 280 days later, you made your debut on the planet. But you have all that DNA, moms and dads, going back for generations. You're genetically programmed. Many of your beliefs have just been passed from one generation to the next. And many of them are absolutely ridiculous. Well, you see, your self-image is formed when you're in your little life, when you don't even have the ability to think. Now, self-image is just one idea. A multitude of ideas are a paradigm. Look at the people we're surrounded by. Robert Heinlein said, in absence of clearly defined goals, we become strangely loyal to performing daily trivia until ultimately we become enslaved by it. Now think about that. In absence of clearly defined goals, we become strangely loyal to performing daily trivia until ultimately we become enslaved by it. Now think of the number of people that you know that are enslaved to daily trivia. They talk about nothing. They never accomplish anything. They get the same results. If they're short money now, they were short a year ago. They were short a year before that.
Damn! I think I might be one of them. Oh my God. I'm telling you. This, look, there's no doubt. I'm probably going to go back and watch that when I'm going home again. I'll probably watch this video again. I'll put it on in the car and listen to it. But there's no doubt that that image of, the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, the body, and how, you're programmed, or we've been programmed, you've been programmed, I've been programmed, we've all been programmed by something, by those external influencing factors like television, radio, newspapers, the people that you talk to, the people you have conversations with, but, if you take anything away from this, knowing that you can change your mind or change your opinion on something, or change or just reject an idea, especially with the world that we're living in today, right? I don't know when Bob Proctor produced this. Could probably find out. Hold on a second. Let me see. No, I can't. Not right now. But like what's going on in the world today is absolutely mental and bananas, and you could be scared of all of that, right? And it's just another way to be controlled by fear of nuclear war, or fear of the next US election, all of those things. We're completely programmed all the time and being forced influence, if you like. But look, you have the ability to reject that and think about it. And think about what's really going on, and think about how those things maybe impact on your life, and impact on what you do, and impact on maybe what you don't do, maybe some of the reasons why you hold yourself back. And I'm guilty of it too. Am I really where I want to be? Probably not, no. But look, I can change it, right? You can change it. And that's what this is about. Look, we don't have long to go on this. And so let's just finish off with what Bob's got to say. And, in the absence of clearly defined goals, we become strangely loyal to performing daily trivia until we ultimately become enslaved by it. Sounds like a bloody job, doesn't it? Sounds like a bloody job. In the absence of clearly defined goals, we become strangely loyal to performing daily trivia until we ultimately become enslaved by it. Damn. What do you reckon? Let me know your comments.
They're forever getting a car on payment. The idea of going writing a check is just out of their mind. We become strangely loyal to performing daily trivia until ultimately we become enslaved by it. Now think about that. In absence of clearly defined goals, we become strangely loyal to performing daily trivia until ultimately we become enslaved by it. Now think of the number of people that you know that are enslaved to daily trivia. They talk about nothing. They never accomplish anything. They get the same results. If they're short money now, they were short a year ago, they were short a year before that. They're forever getting a car on payment. The idea of going and writing a check is just out of their mind. Why? Well, you see, that's probably what the people were doing that we surrounded by as we were little kids. And the ideas that just keep going in over and over and over again form the paradigm. A paradigm is nothing but a multitude of ideas that are fixed in the subconscious mind. And so here we are, as hard as it is to believe, 20, 30, 50, 60 years later, living exactly the same as we were programmed when we were.
Hi, I'm standing on the roof of the art museum in Mallorca in Palma, and it's a
little kids. Do you know that most people on welfare are fourth, fifth generation welfare recipients? It's rather strange. Now, what do? Well, we leave this situation and we go to school. What does school do? Well, let's look at it. School gave us valuable knowledge. However, school never taught us anything about paradigms. Therefore, we frequently do not do what we already know how to do. Now think, superior knowledge. Think about it. Inferior results. What does that do? That causes confusion and frustration. Now think about this for a moment. We've gathered great knowledge, but we know nothing about the paradigm. So watch here. Here's the drawing. There's the model. There's all the knowledge we got in school. We've got it packed in there. But you know something? It doesn't equate to the results we're getting. You're going to find absolutely brilliant people getting very bad results. You're going to find people that are brilliant. They know exactly what to do, but they don't do it. Why? It's the paradigm that controls the behavior. Now listen, I've studied this for over half a century. I have no formal education. I have no business experience. I earn millions of dollars. I'm 81 years old. I've got more energy than most people that are 21. I have a sister-in-law that says he's 81, he looks about 60, and he's actually like he's about 30. Well, she got that down pretty good because that's just about the way it is. Why? It's because I understand how to use the mind. Now look, if you want to change your results, if you really want to change the results, there's something that you've got to do. You've got to know how to change the paradigm. And if you don't change the paradigm, I don't care what, nothing's going to happen. You'll find people going back to school because they think if I got some more knowledge. No, you're not short on knowledge. We're short on behavioral patterns. And that's really what we have to do.
Right. So you should definitely go to Proctor Gallagher Institute on YouTube. Learn more about paradigm shifts. And of course, that was Bob talking in depth about it, an in-depth explanation. I think we could probably go deeper though, right? You know, it is very, very interesting. And in fact, you know, if you really wanted to get into it, definitely go to Proctor Gallagher Institute on YouTube and look for the You Were Born Rich seminar, 6 or 7 episodes or pieces, videos. And that really does kind of get into how that works. And Joey and I went through that before, and I would recommend that anybody go and do that. Because, you know, if you want to change something in your life, you know, you have to make some changes in your life. I know that's a little bit cliche, but you have to reprogram the programming, right? You have to change the programming, that paradigm, that subconscious mind, all of those things that you kind of put in there and mix with emotion. Like it's deep. You're gonna have to do the work for yourself, right? I can't do it for you. Oh my God. Think of how you can. That's what he was talking about. Think of how you can. Think of how you can do it. Now look, a couple of things that Joey and I were talking about last week and even the week before was about you know, social media and, you know, maybe becoming a social media influencer, if there is such a thing. I think there is, right? In fact, we know there is a thing because, you know, even colleges and universities now are starting to do social media courses, you know, how to become a social media And of course, maybe that's you, maybe it's not you. Last week I was talking about 2 opportunities. And of course, one of those opportunities is to become a social media influencer, and the other one is to become more of a talent recruiter. And of course, there are different things that you can do. I'm going to share a website with you now. In fact, you can go here. If you go to this website, mpmcquillan.com, that is me, and that is going to bring you to this. Let me see. This website, where you can learn how you can become a brand partner and help people look and feel and perform at their best. And of course, you can just join now. It's free to sign up. This is if you want to be a social media influencer. I don't know whether you do or not. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But go and check it out. Go to mpmcquillan.com and check it out. Let me see if I can get rid of that. Why can't I get rid of that now? Yeah, so this website is if you want to become a social media influencer, right? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. It doesn't matter to me. But go and check it out. Free to sign up. Earn up to 30% commissions. And again, there's a little link here that if you click it, it will actually give you all the information, on, the different percentages, 20% up to 30%, monthly sales, 1 customer, 5 customers. So, for different countries and territories, whether in Europe, United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, United States, So look, go and check that out. And again, that's on this website here. Sharing is quick and easy. Simply choose a product, create a link, and share it. Share products people love. And again, look, I would definitely recommend if you're thinking about doing the 16-week challenge, just reach out to me, get in touch, and we'll get you set up, so that if you wanted to do that, you could build your brand, online. So as you're doing your look and feel better journey, and you're maybe vlogging it or doing whatever you're doing, you can actually be promoting the products that you're using, to earn money. So look, check that out for yourself. So if you go to, let me see, mpmcquillan.com, mpmcquillan.com, you can learn more about that. Now, what is the other opportunity? Well, the other opportunity is to become a recruitment agent. And how do you do that? Well, again, reach out, get in touch with me, and of course, I'll share that information with you. But basically, you're not in front of the camera on this one. You're behind the camera. You're behind the scenes, and you're actually bringing other people on board who want to be social media influencers. And I think there are tools out there where you can find those people who are actively looking for opportunities as a social media influencer. So I think this is going to be exciting for a lot of people. I think there is a little video that we can play. I might just play that for you now. Let me see if I can do that. And that'll give you a bit of an insight into what this is. Let's have a look.
We all do it. We share our favorite restaurant, our favorite shoes, our latest workout, and other products we love on social media. Last year, sharing these types of things online generated billions of dollars in sales. With more people shopping online every day, that number is expected to be in the trillions by 2026. It's no wonder affiliate models are attracting more and more people to earn money for sharing what they love. So why not you? You have followers. People like or comment on your posts. Why not turn those likes and comments into money in the bank? By partnering with Isagenix, we can help you do just that. For more than 20 years, Isagenix has been making some of the highest quality, clean, effective, and science-backed health, wellness, and beauty products. If you ask us, our products are the best, but we'll keep it humble. Perhaps you've heard of Isagenix. We're known for offering the original side gig, but now we are introducing a brand new simple affiliate model. What this means for you is, as an Isagenix brand partner, you'll be able to market a whole bunch of products you can confidently stand behind, ones that have been clinically studied and validated with ingredients you can be proud of. So let's talk about money, shall we? As a brand partner, you'll start earning 20% commission, and that 20% can scale up to 35% as more people purchase from you. On any Isagenix product you sell, big or small, you can get up to 35%. Every single product you sell, you get paid. Even if that same customer has ordered once or 10 times, you earn every time. That's different than pretty much every affiliate program. We don't have startup fees. You don't have to buy anything. No quota. Our commission rates are based on actual sales. No confusing point systems to worry about. Just share a link, and when someone buys, you get paid. It really is that simple. In addition to great products and more money than other affiliate programs, Isagenix helps you get set up fast. We suggest the best products to share, provide you with social content, and give you the analytics you need to nurture your customers while inspiring new ideas to keep the money coming in. Our products are perfect for anyone looking to invest in their health and wellness. And the best part is, millions of people are looking for products just like ours. Think about it, but don't think too long. That money has to be made by someone, so why not you?
Hold on, what's going on here? I can't seem to get rid of this now. Where is it? Right, hold on. Right. There, right, that's gone. I think I didn't play the wrong video. I've got another video actually with the right URL on the bottom. But look, if you go to that mpmcquillan.com link, mpmcquillan.com, it's going to bring you to the page that I was talking about here, where you can learn more about becoming a brand partner, okay? It says here, earn up to 30% commissions. On the video, it said 35% commissions. So you'll need to check that out for yourself, right? Now, I want to share this with you because Bob was talking about mix with people who are upbeat and creatively productive. And of course, Joey and I are part of this organization, Rise Thrive Global, and the link is in the description. Hold on, let me show you. Where is it? risethriveglobal.com. And it's also, you'll notice that when you go to that website, actually, you can actually just put risethrive.global and that'll bring you to the same site. Okay, so risethrive.global or risethriveglobal.com. Doesn't matter, but go here. Let me just see if I can make this full screen. I should be able to do that. Hold on a second. And I'll show you around. Okay, so obviously, this little video here, watch this. This is Linda Proctor. Linda's one of our mentors. And of course, Bob was talking about mix with people who are upbeat and creatively productive. This is Bob's wife, Linda Proctor. She's both of those things. She's upbeat, creatively productive. And she literally helps people, change their lifestyle, right? So what if there was a way to truly create the lifestyle of your dreams? One that actually worked for you, a proven way. Wouldn't you be curious to find out what it is? So, she then encourages you to watch this video here, and then download the little black book. And if you click there, you can just put in your full name, and of course your best email. And how did you find out about it? You can say Mick McQuillan here or Mick and Joey, it doesn't matter. And of course, someone will get in touch with you to teach you more. And again, there's another little video here. Great little video, this actually. Is a dream lifestyle really possible? And there's a lot of people in this video that I personally know and I get the opportunity to work with. And in fact, as I scroll down the bottom of the page, look at all these upbeat, I've had the privilege of meeting every one of these, whether in real life or on Zoom calls and different things like this. Megan McCurdy, one of my favorites. I work very closely with Megan, speak to her nearly every week. And she's super upbeat. She's, very creative and very productive. Karine, again, amazing. She's in Europe and helping many people change their lives, as is Nick Dusk, as is Alina and Marco and Azadine. And again, I had the privilege of meeting all of those people in Germany a year or so ago. And just amazing to be around these people, who are very, very positive and upbeat and focused, on helping people change their lives, in a way that they want to go, in a direction that they want to go in. So, look, if you're not where you want to be, let me see if I can get rid of this. Hold on. Like, if you're not where you want to be, or you're not going in the direction that you feel like you should be going in, and you're doing the same things. In fact, you're doing what Bob was talking about. You're you're just conforming to the daily trivia, and you're just doing that, but you don't want that anymore. If that's something that you don't want, get in touch with that group, risethriveglobal.com. Let them know that Mick McQuillan sent you. And of course, if you want to kickstart, your 30-day, reset, and you want to become a social media influencer, go to mpmcquillan.com. Reach out there. Free to sign up. And we'll be in touch to help you get started. But if you want to do something, maybe behind the scenes, maybe you don't want to be a social media influencer, maybe you don't want to be in front of a camera, and that's okay. I'm not really sure I want to be either. But there's a second part to that business where you can actually work behind the scenes and build a network of social media influencers, that will actively, be promoting their story, and again, you can lead that organization and lead that team from behind the scenes. So look, listen, I don't know what you got from today, but I think the first thing to do is take an honest look at your results, right? And then change the programming, right? Discipline, give yourself a command, then follow it. It's worth going over that video again. It's worth watching again. The link is in the description if you want to watch that video. What was it called? The video was called Paradigm Shift, an in-depth explanation by Proctor. And again, you can find that. The link is in the description. So if you can click to watch it again afterwards. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and share. Click that notification button. So like, subscribe, share, click the notification button. That way you'll find out when we're next on, when Joey and I are next on. Sorry, Joey couldn't be here with you today. I always like listening to Joey's final thoughts. This one would have been a good one this week, but I'm sure maybe you'll watch the replay, and maybe we'll get that from him next week before we get started. But again, look, I'm excited to be here with you. And, look, I'm looking forward to the future. I'm looking forward to changing my own paradigm, and maybe just trying to learn how to think. Stop and think, and reject those ideas that you don't believe in. This is a tough one today, to be honest. It is a tough one. Right. Listen, love you guys. And I don't know. Let's see what's going to happen. I have no idea what's going to happen. Let me see. Right, we'll play out with the same video that we played in with. And I love this video. It should just give you a bit of motivation. And again, you can find this on Bob Proctor's YouTube channel, Proctor Gallagher Institute. This video is there. Play it every morning.
You see, we are created in a magnificent vibration, in an absolutely magnificent vibration. Born risk takers. Free. That conditioning takes place after birth. You can change it. It takes guts. It takes goals. Now, do you know something? You're sitting there watching this and you're thinking, by God, I'm going to change something. I always say, keep reminding yourself that you have tremendous reservoirs of potential within you, and therefore you are quite capable of doing anything you set your mind to. You really can. I don't care what the cynics tell you. Quit listening to some of your peers. Now, all you must do is figure out how you can do it, not whether you can or not. When are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? You've got to create a sense of urgency. I'm going to do it right now.
If you can see it, you can do it. But the beautiful truth is you can do anything. We got to know there is a place. There is a specific frequency. And if you get on that frequency, you're going to attract what you need to you. This is what it's all about. Why have you been endowed with such awesome powers? If you'll make a committed decision, this I'm going to do. And you don't have to know how. You do not have to know how. The second you make the committed decision, you flip your brain onto the frequency that you have to be on to attract what you have to attract to manifest the thing that you want. If you can see it, you can do it. It's got to be something you want. Wants come from inside. Act like you're already there. Walk, talk, speak, live like you're already there. Don't set a small goal. Don't set something that doesn't really wind your step. Set it so big it jazzes you. It really gets you going. When something of a very high nature resonates with the very high side of you, you'll know it. You'll know it. You will feel it. Feeling is conscious awareness of vibration. The only prerequisite, do you want it? Not do you need it, not could you do it. The only prerequisite is, do you want it? Take the lid off your marvelous mind and dream. For goodness sake, give yourself the right to do that. Get your analytical mind out of the way. Put it in your pocket for a while. All you're doing is exploring, daydreaming. What did Lawrence say? All men dream, but not equally. Those who dream by night in the dusty recesses of their mind waken the day to find that it was vanity. But the dreamers of the day are dangerous men, for they may act their dream with open eyes to make it possible. This I did.